actually.
I have something prepared for the intro.
Yeah, hold on.
No.
Welcome to
you-
Podsola.
you-
Today we're going to be talking, counting down the top 10 best legendary Pokemon.
You
do
did
not
this
do
last episode.
Number
No,
10.
those were actually the
Palkia.
best.
Okay, I'm not going to do that.
Those are actually top 10 best Pokemon in general, not it's just the legendary Pokemon. Anyways, everyone, welcome to Podsola episode 2 this time. We're back on the 2 singles player, 2 VGC players format that Silver is very happy about. And
We're going to be potting our Solas.
yeah, and today our guest
Pardon
is
me, souls.
today our guest is a VGC player, San Antonio Seniors Regional Champion, if I remember correctly. I believe
Yep.
it's actually Cbutty's time to introduce our guest.
Yep. So this is Short King Pokeknight at a whopping 4'10".
Wow. Anyways, thank you for having me.
Every short king in
Completely ignoring
chat,
that statement.
every short king in the comments. Anyways, today we'll kind of just be talking about whatever. I will kind of let's start with tier shifts, right? I believe that's
Yes.
that's a good point.
Blissey
to
is
start.
back where it belongs.
God damn it.
How did this happen?
Yeah, because
Dang, you already swore.
we
Wow.
talked last time, right, about how this meta kind of just turns every month in HO stall meta v whatever time it is. And yeah, so Bliss is very happy about that.
Hey, do you remember
Dang,
in
Blissey
episode
is-
0 when
I
we
just
talked
noticed
about...
Superior almost fell.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
did.
Superior
Do you
is a
remember-
fraud.
Do you
Yeah,
do you
because,
remember
like-
in episode 0 where we talked about T-Tar Excadrill and how it shouldn't be an OU?
Yeah,
Huh.
and guess what?
Well,
It's
guess
not
what?
an OU. Yeah, because like everyone as soon as Excadrill dropped and everyone was using it, everyone also realized, hold on, Iron Tread's just better.
Yeah, so now those two are making out in UU.
Yeah, no, hold on, no, Iron Tread's Iron Tread's literally just took Excadrill's spot. It's so sad. Everyone thought like, oh, Excadrill is gonna save Sand. It's so much better than whatever.
Even
we have
Pokegame
now.
said that.
Yeah, and
Did he?
if I
But like,
remember,
no,
Excadrill's
I was
just
a
like-
doubter.
It's solid, I guess. Like, just from an outside perspective, I guess it kind of makes sense why Iron Treads is good for singles. Like, much better than Excadrill is. But, like, especially from, again, outside perspective of, like, how popular Rain was, it definitely makes
Yeah.
sense of why, like, Excadrill didn't really perform as well.
I mean, the thing is, Iron Treads is good on Rain. It's amazing on Rain actually because it's like the only rapid spinner that fits.
Yeah.
And it's also fast, so like it's better at rapid spinning.
What is its base speed?
It's 106.
10. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know that off the top of my head for some reason.
Too bad it's, like, terrible in BGC, unfortunately.
Good.
Why
Actually,
is
not even unfortunately.
why is
I
that,
hate
by
it.
the way?
I don't like that thing.
Okay, so basically, for Iron Treads, it's kind of a weird case, right? Where it's just, it's not really fast enough to really, match up with anything else in the format, and it kind of lacks damage.
Yeah.
And being a physical steel type isn't a terrible thing, since you get Iron Head. But there's really nothing, like, you hit that hard for, when you could just use, like, King Gambit or Goldengo as a steel type for your team.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
pretty
wasn't
much.
single. It's good for utility mostly, but like that comes from fast rocks, and that's not
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
a thing in double.
Rocks is only a thing in doubles on
Tinglu.
what is it, Tinglu.
Yeah, there was one time, was it Regulation C or D? I think it was like both,
It was
right?
D.
Where like Tinglu actually did run like Stealth Rocks at one point with like Solo Dozo, just to like punish like heavy pivoting.
Yeah, because everyone realized, hold on, maybe Fisher isn't that good.
Yeah, like just in practice, like the more people just played it, just realized maybe it's not just worth spamming Fisher and hoping it hits. Because at that point, I probably already lost half my team.
Yeah, well, it's sometimes worth it. There's like one Pokemon that still runs Fisher now, and even then only sometimes.
Speaking
Yeah.
of Oko moves, y'all seen the very interesting and fun to play against.
You're seeing that big
Articuno
bird?
set.
Oh, the Articuno.
Let's talk about Articuno winning a major.
Yeah, let's.
I'm
I
tired
kinda-
of that bird. It's everywhere now.
Yeah, and like also the ripple effect of now everybody just suddenly running Sun just to beat it.
See, I don't have another weather. The Tornadus I'm using, it's Bleak Wind, Storm, Tailwind, Torn, Icy Wind. I don't have a weather. I have to actually pray my moves hit.
Remember in episode 0 how you said that Articuno wasn't that good?
Yeah, Articuno's the
Don't bring that up!
Which
You
one?
said that.
Airlock Rayquaza.
So
True.
No, just bring Airlock Altaria. You definitely won't drop to a Blizzard.
Cloud9 Golduck.
Yo.
Shoutouts to
Oh, wait, no,
Golduck
yeah,
in
Cloud9.
Gen 3 OU, where it can actually use Calm Mind
is-
to be a
it's
pure water
time.
type that doesn't take sand damage.
It's time to bring back the Eviolite Psyduck.
Yo.
that a
what's the lore behind Eviolite Psyduck?
Some people used it back in I think it was Gen 6. It was able to like take out Primal Groudon.
Golduck.
My favorite
Actually,
Primal Groudon check.
In
Golduck did a
Aura
similar thing
Supers-
in Gen 6 Supers.
Yeah, in Gen 6 Supers, it was like some madmen just ran Golduck. Actually, like it wasn't just that they ran Golduck to hit Primal Groudon, but they also like went on the forums and said, "Hey guys, this should be on the VRs, shouldn't it? It's a water type."
it got
that can hit
blacklisted.
It got blacklisted from discussion.
The instant
Mandibuzz got
blacklist.
blacklisted too, because some people tried saying it was better than it has a niche over Yveltal because it has defog, because Yveltal didn't have defog in Gen 6, and it got blacklisted too.
That's wild.
Who knows why?
Hmm.
It
that,
has defog, but Yveltal is like one of the strongest Pokemon ever conceived.
Yeah, that Articuno set, it looks like, I saw some people say on Twitter that it looks like a 10-year-old's playthrough set. It was choice
does.
specs with Terra Ice and 4 ice moves.
Funny enough, there's
Blizzard, Ice Beam, Freeze Dry, and Sheer Cold. And
Yeah,
for
funnily
some
enough,
reason,
there's-
it's actually a very good set for it. Because it just
It
works
looks like
in
an old gen.
works in
It
practice.
looks like an old gen playthrough set, because in like old gens, Articuno, like its attacking moves basically just boil down to ice moves and hidden power.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
funny
like,
enough, there's
most of the
actually
time-
something similar in single. Because in singles, there's this funny little guy that absolutely nobody hates, which is called Kyurem, which for some reason it wasn't banned. And this guy
True.
runs specs, right? And on teams with Galarian Slowking, which is an amazing partner for it because it's at snow, it runs Blizzard. Though it also
Hang
won't
on,
freeze.
you guys carry on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna be eating pizza for the rest of the podcast, but my pizza just arrived.
Hell yeah.
Yo.
It wants Blizzard because Blizzard is an absolute nuke. It wants Ice Beam because it's not always gonna be under snow, and it wants Freeze Dry to hit water types, and then Earth Power because it's just great complementary coverage.
Yeah.
And it drops Draco Meteor for Blizzard on these teams, and ends up with 3 ice moves. It's very funny. And
Well,
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
honestly,
real ones run Dragon Dance on Kyurem.
true,
like,
actually, like that's a legit set. There's also like
I mean, wait, how
yeah,
fast is Kyurem? Like, just base
it's,
Kyurem?
it's based on 90.
Okay. Makes sense, I guess, why you run Dragon Dance. I mean, for, like, the Articuno set, like,
Actually, it's
generally
95.
for the entire team archetype itself, it makes sense. Like, essentially, the main idea behind Articuno is just there to spam, like, Terra Ice Blizzards under snow behind a veil.
Braided.
And it just has the extra options for when it can't just do that, right?
Yeah.
Where, like, if somebody just tries bringing in, like, a check to it, you would just spam Sheer Cold. If they try bringing in, like, Water Pond, you would click Freeze Dry, and if you're just not in snow, you would be clicking Ice Beam. And the team just complements it well. Like, helping hand A9 being nice is just increased damage output, and also give it
Pizza,
the
now what are
snow
we
that it
talking about?
wants.
That's one thing. Why A9 over Incineroar?
A9 essentially just, Arcanine, it provides just more damage output for the team, since it doesn't really need the damage control. Harkonine just is really good into the opposing, fire types that would want to actually try checking Articuno, like opposing Incineroar.
Yeah,
or
pretty
just
much.
the or just steel types like Goldengo.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and then of course
So
Raging Bolt's just there as a strong defensive piece, and because it's Raging Bolt.
Yeah, Raging Bolt and Landorus Incarnate went from enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Let me get like the rest of the team pulled up because there is could probably explain a bit more. Yeah, Landorus just complements Raging Bolt extremely well for coverage wise. Just strong earth power. Like Landorus in general has just become more of a strong balance breaker in the format.
But also it's used on
So
balance as well.
yeah, it's used on balance, it's used for to beat balance. And it kinda also is another good reason why ice types like Alolan Ninetales and Articuno are very popular. And of course, like last slot being Wellspring, it's Wellspring.
yeah.
I'm just
Um,
gonna follow
talking
me.
Wellspring's
speaking
part of the
of
big three.
speaking of Landers, funnily enough, the Landers Therian in singles is also started running special sets. The
Really?
Yo, Sludge Bomb.
Yes, it has because well,
Is it
no, not
Nasty Play?
Slime. No, not
You
even that.
want you want
Because
Rasnot to beat Great Tusk, and it's also good versus Dondozo, especially if you have grassy terrain up.
yeah, but like
I
there's
mean, that makes a lot of sense.
yeah, but not only that, it actually on uninvested on both sides, it runs Earth Power over Earthquake still because it's much better at handling Zamazenta, which is illegal, which
Yep.
commonly runs Iron Defense Body Press, and
And it's also, if you run it as a lead, like if you do lead with it, it's better versus Glamora because it doesn't set up toxic spikes.
yeah, that's some fast
That
variant
makes
stuff
sense.
too.
Because
And
Glamora doesn't run Meteor Beam in singles, does it?
well,
Oh, I have seen Meteor
some
Beam on
I
ladder.
yeah, I have seen Meteor Beam. Like it's
Just
not
like
even
a surprise nuke button, I'd assume.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
my
a
bad.
surprise
That's a
nuke.
VGC thing.
No, but like it's not good, but it's usable, and you see it from time to time on mostly HL Veil, something like that. Either that or
Yeah.
webs. But the real reason, the most important, it's not the only reason, but the most important reason why it runs Earth Power is Gouging Fire, because Gouging Fire has started run
Yeah, that checks out.
as we said last time, it started running Breaking Swipe, and Breaking Swipe is an extremely obnoxious move on Gouging Fire because it lets it beat almost everything 1v1, and because of that, Landers wants to use Earth Power, so Breaking Swipe doesn't lower its output, and because of that,
Yeah.
Landers is like the only reliable, well, not the only, like one of the only
Clodsire.
reliable. Well, no, Clodsire gets nuked by Heat Crash. Landers is like the only reliable counter, more or less the only reliable counter to Guardian Fire, which is not even. It's not even. It's like probably the best Guardian Fire counter, but it's
It's not
an
foolproof.
amazing Guardian Fire.
That
Like, it
gives us
doesn't
a
have-
good segue.
It
into
doesn't
our
have recovery, which means it's
And if you
still
run
gonna get
Rocky
worn
Helmet, you
down.
can't run leftovers.
Yeah, but you
That
absolutely
gives
need.
us
You absolutely
that
need
gives us
Rocky
a good
Helmet.
segue into
Into-
gouging fire suspect test.
Yeah, exactly. There's a
Fire
bit
Amulet,
of,
Dragon Dance.
there's an not case right now. We got 3 suspect tests going right now on different tiers, but still.
Yeah, we have Miraidon being suspect tested in Ubers, which I am surprised it hasn't been suspect tested already. It hits
Yeah, in National
unreasonably
Dex
hard.
Ubers, Miraidon was banned like almost at the start. Like
Yeah, it was banned
activated.
almost instantly. It's just like,
Which is
okay,
good.
so I'm running. I'm
Is this a free nuke
playing.
button, right?
Yeah,
Yes, I'm
It's
basically
absolutely
playing
incredible.
Trick Room on I'm just messing around with Trick Room on the Uber's ladder, and
Mel?
I was like, okay, I need a Trick Room setter that can pivot out and take special hit spell, and I was like, okay, I'll use Deoxys Defense. It has good special bulk and it has teleport. No, it still gets almost a one shot by Electro Drift.
yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
Choice
most. Yeah, choice specs.
No, not choice. No, not
Oh,
choice
oh,
specs. I am pretty sure choice
What?
specs clean Okos.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Thing is, most ground types still don't. Not only don't counter it, don't even check it because it's got
People are
Draco.
using Tingaloo. Tinglu is one of the best Pokemon in Ubers just because of Miraidon.
Yeah, and
Yeah, which it probably will be
not
also
even
in VGC
true.
as well.
if it's
And now
full
it's running
HP,
Solar Beam to beat
yeah, it's running
Tinglu.
Terra Grass, Solar Beam, and it's in the sun most of the time because Koraidon is also an amazing Pokemon. So it's just a clean Oko.
Like, nothing switches into Miraidon well, not even Blissey.
How much does Blissey
I'm
take from
assuming like the
Electro
set
Drift?
for Miraidon
Blissey-
right now is like
Blissey
Electro
might.
Drift, like Volt Switch, Draco, Solar Beam.
On choice packs is Electro Drift. Some people run U-turn, some people run Volt Switch. Draco Meteor is almost everywhere. It's almost on every set, and you can run Overheat or Solar Beam.
Yeah,
can
it
al-
learns
Yeah.
Overheat, by the way. So not even, like, even if Tapu Bulu was in the gen, it wouldn't even be able to wall it.
Yeah, because that's also
my-
like one of the bigger issues that we have like no good terrain setters to really counteract it aside from Rillaboom, but like I
I don't
doubt
know,
it's
man.
good in
I don't know
Ubers.
what you're on about. Pink Urchin goes hard.
True.
I
This
hate
is-
that Pink Urchin doesn't even learn Volt Switch. Like, why? You're
Yeah,
telling me
Why did
that
they
we have...
take away Rising Voltage? That's my question.
It's exclusive to Raging Bolt now, which is a sun abuser.
The only Pokemon that can learn it via level up is Raging Bolt, which won't even run it anyway, because it's gonna be in
Shadow-
rain or in sun.
They bothered putting corrosive gas into the game. Like, you can call it with Metronome, but no Pokemon learns it.
Oh wait, is Corrosive Gas not a TM?
No.
No, I guess they just forgot about it, because it's in the game. You can call it with Metronome. It has an animation.
That's
but
amazing.
Nothing learns it.
They either forgot or they thought that would be funny. And
I don't
to
even
the
remember
only-
what Corrosive Gas even does.
It just removes it's like a knockoff without damage. The only time I've ever seen it used was in Reverend's Wheezing video, where he used Wheezing as Gweezing as a terrain setting lead, and it had like Memento, Explosion, Corrosive Gas, and like something else.
Funny thing is, in doubles, it gets rid of the items of the entire field.
Oh my.
Oh damn.
It's kind of wild.
Oh,
It still sucks though.
you can abuse
Yeah.
that. I mean, yeah, it makes sense that it sucks, but
Pretty
anyway.
Wow.
cool interaction, I guess.
So
It's just not good, though.
Yeah.
Ubers
Are
is.
we even allowed to mention the other suspect test?
I mean, OU we definitely can, because
We
like,
should be able
we
to.
mentioned
mean-
gouging fire. And
Yeah.
I
Gouging
mean, like the secret third suspect test.
the secret third
The
suspect.
unlockable character.
We'll talk about that later. We can like put it at the end, so if in any occurrence, Plumber can just cut it out.
Fair enough.
Shoutouts to
Yeah.
Plumber, real one.
Realist
Yeah,
one.
Plumber's a real one.
True.
She's such a real one.
The editor.
Yeah, it's her editor. If you don't check the description, she's her editor.
You should check the description, by the way.
Yeah, there's
By
a
the
lot
way, guys, comment, like, subscribe, press the notification bell
Oh my
button
God.
thing.
yeah.
Question of the day: what's your favorite legendary
What's your
Pokemon?
favorite-
Comment down below your credit card number and stuff.
And we'll give you some money. Anyway,
Don't actually do that.
do not.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer: do not.
Disclaimer, don't actually give us your credit card information.
Anyways, back to Gouging Fire. So it's being suspect tested, right? And that's because after the Breaking Swipe set was discovered, this thing still has like a lot of different sets. It's got the Breaking Swipe set with DD, which is bulky Dragonets. It's got offensive Dragonets, and then it's got Choice Band on Sun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, doesn't it just have the go gadget choice band button?
Yes.
Yeah, it runs a similar set to
Gadget Heat
Roaring
Crash.
Moon, where it runs speed, photosynthesis, and choice band.
Yeah, I'm assuming you just like spam like Flare Blitz and Dragon Claw.
In
Just
singles,
try,
it's
like,
probably
wall breaking.
outrage.
Okay.
Yeah, it's fire type outrage. So it can run speed boosting, or
Wait, it gets Raging Fury?
yeah, it gets
Wait, it does?
It does, yes.
I forgot that move existed.
Same.
It was like exclusive to like Infernape and Hisui and Arcanine and PLA.
Yeah, very
So
funny.
like it kind of makes sense.
And this thing can run speed boosting, or it can run attack boosting in Sun with choice band.
Attack boost, choice band, just kill everything.
And
Yeah,
that is the day people found out why they didn't give us a fire-type Protomon until now.
Raging Fury,
Shoutouts.
2-hit Chaos Dondozo
With a fire move.
with a fire move.
Oh my god.
Shoutouts to fire type photosynthesis mon. It's gotta be one of my favorite genders.
It's
I love
amazing.
I love the rare defensive sets with like Morning, Sun, and Roar.
Don't run,
No way.
don't run roar. And,
Oh yeah,
Just support
the
set.
GC.
Oh, the GC.
I got hit, but I was running. Basically, the singles players and Silver. Do any of you know what Psi Spam is like in VGC?
yes, it's like in DD plus a Trick Room mode, and then like Iron Crown with
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I was running hard Psi Spam. I was running basically the one Pokemon that keeps Psi Spam together is Gallade, right?
yeah.
I was
Wide
running.
guard.
I was running. Indeedee, Hatterene, Gallade, Iron Crown, Dark Fu, Torkoal. Right. One time in the GC, the GC is like this thing where it's like it's best of one closed team sheets. They stopped me from getting Trick Room up because they hit me with the raw Suicune.
What?
I mean, we're Suicune, like, around the beginning when people actually, like, tried experimenting with it a bit, wasn't, like, too uncommon. Like, you would really always... Like, the last slot was either always just, like, Icy Wind or just Roar.
Pokeknight, do you want to
There's
talk
really
about
nothing else to fill in the void.
Do you want to talk about what you found in your first GC match?
Oh, yeah, Disarming Voice Skeledirge. Seniors GC is interesting.
The what's
Like, you fight, like, a meta team, like, one game, and then the next one right after you're fighting Timmy's, playthrough team.
Yeah, and
Makes
Disarming Voice Skeledirge, the 40 base power spread fairy move.
Why?
It did, like... It did like 30% to my +1 special defense
It
combo.
was something.
why?
But something that did actually happen recently involving the
That's not
GC
very
is with
Why are
the
you
seniors and juniors division, where now they're implementing kickers. So now only top 30, unless like there's more players for the GC, only top 32 final rankings for all the regions that can actually gain championship points will actually get any.
Damn.
Which makes the competition even less of a reason to actually participate.
I got points. I got points from the GC because I'm cool. I was in the top 900 or something, and but now because of that, I have more championship points with Dark Fu than I do with Farigiraf, and I feel like that's got to be some sort of slander.
Fraud.
Oh yeah, does Disarming Voice still have that funny sound effect it made on 3DS?
With the
I don't even remember.
Yeah.
I don't even think it does.
No.
That's a shame. That's like
All
your
the quirkiness from funny moves just taken away. Everything
Scarlet and
must be
Violet
planned.
animations
bring
suck.
back all the yawn sound.
Like compare like Behemoth Blade animation from Gen 8 to Gen 9.
They literally removed Eternabeam because they didn't want to animate it.
No, I don't think it's because they. I don't think it's because they didn't want to animate it. I think it's because they didn't know. Because like, obviously Scarlet and Violet is like free roam and stuff. With all the terrain that was going on, I don't think they found a way to actually make Eternamax Eternatus actually like appear in the overworld.
Yeah, that would
this-
probably just like crash the game.
This reminds me. Fun fact: did you know that Dynamax Cannon, for no reason whatsoever, is immune to Encore?
What?
What?
It's just immune to Encore for no reason. Someone told me that it could be because it has Max in the name.
Oh
and
yeah.
Max moves. Yeah,
I-
Max moves are immune to Encore, so they might have just gave it Encore immunity by accident. But yeah, it's
Okay.
just immune to Encore.
found the
for just
whimsical
some
answer.
reason.
Yeah,
No way.
I remember.
Because I was just about to ask, does that mean like Zacian and Zamazenta would get the same treatment then? But I guess not.
No, they don't have the same treatment. It's
Anyway.
just Dynamax Cannon.
I remember when I heard
Speaking
about
of Eternatus, bro,
on
why is it why?
yeah, and
Oh, I just don't know why, but like as good as its stats are, it's just not that great. Even in VGC
Oh, you
now.
should see what it does in singles. It's
In
amazing.
singles. Yeah, just like what?
What
It's
does
like
it do?
recover, cosmic power.
Eternatus.
Oh
Such a
yeah,
thing's
that
demo.
Eternatus.
It's got Eternatus in singles runs. I mean, at least last gen. I didn't know this gen because I don't play this gen in Universe. But last gen it ran Meteor Beam, it ran Cosmic Power, Recover, and either Dynamax Cannon or Flamethrower. I remember, probably Dynamax Cannon. And this thing was an absolute menace. It was in the big three of Jenny Rubers. It was literally like
It was with Yveltal, right?
It was
Yeah.
with Yveltal
Yveltal,
and
Duskmane, and
Duskmane.
Eternatus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you basically
Huh.
had to run them on your team.
The tier is like RBYOU. It's got a big three that you absolutely have to use or warn.
Gen 2's OU is Gen 1's OU is Gen 8's Ubers.
Really?
That wasn't the only Eternatus set. There was also like really good defensive sets.
Yeah, it
I
was
think it's
like,
rocks,
you could
right?
also
It gets
ru-
Stealth Rocks?
no, it does not get a Salt Drop.
Okay, I swear it did.
Yeah, and then you can also run. There's also Agility Meteor Beam sets.
Whoa!
I mean, agility's like not that uncommon, right? Because like Basque Legion's running it right now.
Yeah,
You
it
weren't lying.
It
That
is pretty
space worm be zooming.
And, like, yeah, it's pretty crazy that right now, Basque Legion is.
Oh yeah, we need to talk about Basque Legion and Ubers.
Aren't people like calling for a suspect test on it?
They are, but it's very weird to suspect because it's on. It's not even
It's a
getting.
lower tier mon.
It's in NU by technicality, right?
Yeah, so like we don't know if they would just pull an Uber's UU and just make it illegal in Ubers and keep it in the lower tiers, or they would just ban Basque Legion to anything goes and thus ruining its lower tier career. Or we don't know if they'll just preemptively ban Last Respects
Yeah,
and
no,
just
no.
don't
They
bother
said
with
I mean, I
with
think that's
Houndstone.
probably like the most logical way to go about it, right? Just ban Last Respects.
Last respects because Houndstone is a perfectly good piece of the meta.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
How Uber's UU did it when they had a Last Respects problem. First, they banned Basque Legion female, and when they banned it, they just made it illegal in Uber's UU rather than just making it illegal in
Wait,
the lower
people
tiers
were
too.
using physical Basque Legion female?
Shoutouts to
Last Respects
Contrary
does to a
Mons.
Pokemon.
Last respects. I
Yeah,
mean,
and then
What?
Houndstone and Basculin were causing issues with Last Respects, and they had to ban the
way.
move entirely.
you know, the most
Masculine?
50 base power.
Can't
not
wait
even
for the
stab.
false swipe. Can't wait for the false swipe gaming. How great was Basculin actually?
How great was White Stripe Basculin actually? This thing tore up
Hey, you know,
UU Ubers.
it's not.
and just-
Unfortunately,
took
they
Last
probably
Respects.
won't. They probably won't mention Uber's UU because it's an unofficial tier. They don't talk about ZU for that reason, which is why
Yeah,
so
no.
many
Yeah.
like there are so many mons that have such good careers in ZU. Cough cough Electivire cough cough. But they just don't talk about them. It's a okay.
Electivire
So
is so sad.
Electabuzz
Unfortunately, it
used to
doesn't
be
even
the
begin to
best
describe
Pokemon in
Electivire's,
Horaz ZU.
series.
Now it's
Whoa.
the second best Pokemon. Servine is the best.
If
and
only
now
it was fighting type.
And Electivire is #1 in Gen 7 ZU.
Pokeknight, we have fighting type Electivire. It's just called Iron Hands, and it's been banned from UU like 50 times.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
He just keeps dropping and he keeps getting banned. Like I don't know why. They should honestly just keep him in the tier.
It turns out that when you're too bulky to die, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
Speaking of UU, are you ready for Terapagos in Gen 10?
No, Terapagos is going straight to like RU, honestly.
Well, honestly, okay, so hear me out. Terapagos is one of the very few Pokemon that has a 100% accurate move that has more than 100 base power and no downside. And alongside that, it has a multi-scale but better. It has rapid spin, it has calm mind, and pretty good coverage. I honestly think it like RU's saying it would be RU, that's a joke. It would I think it could actually be good in OU.
It could.
Interesting. It's going to be far from Ubers.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
But,
But,
speaking of Ubers to OU, welcome to OU, Lugia without terror.
No, So we talked in episode 0 about Lugia, and we talked about how it actually doesn't get the tools I thought it would be abusing. However, this thing is just too bulky. Like it's got too much BST, and it's also fast, and it also hits decently hard.
Well, I mean, a BST on a bulky mon never stopped Zamazenta, did it?
Well, honestly, it's not as bulky as you think it is. Like, look up its stats. Like, actually, look up its
And then it's
Zamazenta
also
or-
psychic flying.
No, 6.
Zamazenta or Lugia?
And it's 150.
Zamazenta.
Yeah, Zamazenta. Okay, yeah, that makes
Let's
more
see.
sense. Zamazenta's not
Like,
bad.
I've
Zamaz-
googled it. I'm googling it.
Yeah, Zamazenta has 92 HP, 115 defense and special defense.
Oh, that is a lot less bulky than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
Zamazenta
I
just
think-
has like it has a shitload of speed though.
yeah, it's
Yeah, it's very fast and just
138.
also still like relatively really bulky for restricted.
It was like it is one of the
They also
worst
nerfed its
Ubers
attack
of
for
all
no
time.
reason.
Like it's
Yeah.
it's a horrible in Sword and Shield Ubers. On God, one of the worst Ubers to ever grace the tier. It is terrible. I would honestly argue Zamazenta Hero in Sword and Shield is more worthless than Why Not. I think Why Not puts up more of a fight in Gens 3 and 4 Ubers. As
And
someone
now
who
they
has
just gave it
used-
body press and everything changed.
As someone who has
not
used
even.
Why Not before.
In Gen 8, Zamazenta Hero is banned from OU because they actually did suspect testing in OU and it was not allowed. And Zamazenta Crowned has a place in the tier. It's not great, but it has a place. In
It's
Gen
a decent check to Yveltal. It just doesn't have recovery.
Yeah, in Gen 9, it got body press, yet Zamazenta Hero is allowed in OU, and Zamazenta Crown it just does not exist in Ubers. Because, of course,
But Pokeknight, you said it got body press and everything changed. Not really much change. It got sent to the tier below.
yeah,
It
mean-
got worse.
yeah, because
Yeah. At least it's gonna be better in VGC at least.
It's
Actually, it's a
okay in
niche.
VGC. Zamazenta in VGC, it's good in those formats where you don't have a restriction on how many legendaries you can have. But when you have a restriction on how many legendaries you can have, it's bad.
Okay, so
Still,
what
like,
I'm going
for
to do,
double is more niche.
when the next regulation happens, when legendaries are legal, I'm going to seriously run a team with Zamazenta Hero.
with
Not even
Zam-
Zamazenta Crown, Zamazenta Hero.
Yes, just to be funny. I'll add Glaciate Kirim for good measure.
Yeah, honestly, for the upcoming Worlds format, just from like the Japanese art that we've seen, it's probably gonna be restricted format. So, question is whether it's gonna be double or single. It's most likely
think-
gonna be single restricted.
I think it's going to be single restricted. And to that, I say, hi, Calyrex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Transation.
Not
we
even
already banned
Ubers has to
Calyrex
deal with
Shadow and
Calyrex
Slowdown.
Shadow right now.
yeah, Calyrex is banned in both Ubers and the third secret tier. The secret tier where there's the third secret suspect. So, this
We
hidden
can't talk
one.
about it. We haven't unlocked that tier yet.
oh,
The tier that shall not be named.
we can say in this very not suspicious secret tier, there is this suspect. It's a tier very similar to Ubers. It's got some changes, and they're suspecting Xerneas right now. This
Yeah,
is
Xerneas is whack.
Isn't it just gonna be like I'm just assuming here, but just from what I've experienced with like slight experience I've had with Xerneas with like right now, I'm assuming it's just like I click Geomancy, and if you try bringing in a check that like resists Fairy, I just like Terra and kill you, right?
Yeah, because
Well, it doesn't-
Xerneas, unfortunately, isn't in Scarlet and Violet, but if it was, I can guarantee it would have run like Terra Ground or Fire or something.
Oh yeah, Terra Ground, Terra Blast Xerneas would actually be like I think it would be banned so fast. But in the secret third tier, in this secret tier, it doesn't have Terra Blast, so it runs Terra Electric.
Oh,
with,
yeah!
It runs Terra Electric to remove its steel weakness so it doesn't lose to Duskmane.
yeah,
And
it
it
runs
just
there
hits
to
it hits steel types with Terra Electric Thunderbolt.
Goodbye.
I can't
It's-
wait to play in that tier and have Mega Terra Normal Dynamax Kangaskhan using Breakneck Blitz.
Mega Scantera.
It's Contera
I
and
know.
Oh yeah,
But-
speaking of megas, we're getting megas back in ZA.
Yes, Pokemon Legends ZA. We need to talk about that.
I honestly kind of
Age.
hope that it's like, I hope it kind of just stays like single player, like Mega.
Yeah,
single
I
player
think that's like
exclusive.
what's most likely gonna
'Cause, like,
happen.
it's-
Maybe they might add like PvP, like slightly, but I don't think it's gonna like generate an entire format around it.
Okay,
Because, like,
guys. Why Pokemon Legends ZA? What are your guys' most wanted megas?
Mega Pincurchin.
True. Mine
honestly,
is mine's unironically either Mega Spiritomb or Mega Carnivine. I think Mega Carnivine would be really funny.
so
Isn't in Radical Red, in Rad Red OU there is a Carnivine form that's OU, I think.
Whoa, wait.
Do we even
Fan
mention
games have tiers?
Yes, there's like. Yes, there are.
there is
that? Oh.
Wait, how does Mega Cacturn fare in Insurgents OU?
Actually, let me look it up.
while here.
Cartoon.
So you asked how there were, what's our most wanted mega, you know? So I would
Yes.
like to point out that Gen 5 only has one mega in Mega Odino, which is
Yours is Zoroark.
Terrans.
Oh no, Mega Cacturn is RU.
No.
No. Honestly, I kind of want like either Mega Leavanny or
Course
Mega
you want Mega
Turtonator could be
Leavanny.
cool.
Mega Cast
Just give
form,
Leavanny
please.
sharpness, bro. It would be so much better if it had sharpness.
It still
Okay,
wouldn't
so-
be usable.
It makes me so mad that Scarlet and Violet added a whole mechanic based around a weather and didn't add cast form.
That
Yeah,
is
oh-
true.
Like, and they literally turned hail into snow and didn't add cast form. Like, I don't care if it won't be good. I want to use my defense boosted snowy cast form.
And
even
in Blizzards and PU.
if they did add it, you know they weren't gonna add the rock forms.
They need to
we're
add
I
a
mean,
rock
it doesn't
form.
really make
Cast form.
sense for them to actually make a like a rock form of cast form since it's just a water molecule.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it is
You're a water molecule.
it is one on real life weather, not just the mechanic of weather. And in real life, Sandstorm isn't really a weather.
I can't believe Pokemon invented weather.
Wow. I wonder like how
Okay.
rain happened before Pokemon existed.
I love Gen 5 yo.
It was just one big sheet of water that fell onto the planet.
Yeah.
So this is what they taught us in the Bible.
Just a layer of water just falls onto the earth. Just once in a blue moon.
No,
Boom! There's your rain for the
That'll
year.
supply you for like the next 2 weeks.
It's like it's like dropping a bunch of sandblocks in Minecraft.
Hmm.
so now what? What?
We
I guess,
we
like-
probably could talk about like what like different restricteds do.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because wait, what does Lunala do in singles?
It uses agility, uses power or meteor beam, and it sweeps you.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's essentially just
In single in
it's
VGC
just doubles
it runs,
without it's just doubles without agility.
in doubles it runs Power Herb, it runs Meteor Beam, and it runs Trick Room or Tailwind.
Oh yeah. Sometimes.
Yeah,
you
got
can
Tailwind
run-
back
you
this
can run
generation.
Trick Room in singles. It's good with Trick Room in singles. You can use Duskmane does not Duskmane. Dawnwings does have lower speed, but it doesn't have Shadow Shield.
Oh wait,
Yeah, Shadow Shield
wait.
is just such a busted ability,
And-
especially now with
and
Terra.
And what
Wings
was your
it-
problem with that OU team of the week?
Oh yeah, the team of the okay. They made this team of the week, right? Which has hold on. Let me go grab it.
It has
It
Trick
was-
Room, Hatterene, and Ursaluna.
Yeah, Trick Room, Hatterene,
Oh, that
Ursaluna,
one.
Zamazenta, King Gambit.
Who allowed that to be team of the week? This looks
See, the thing is, right, Hatterene, Ursaluna, King Gambit, those are like actual Trick Room mons in VGC. I don't see what the problem is.
yeah, but in singles, Trick Room is already struggling because it just doesn't last long enough. How you gonna make it How are you gonna make
Keep it
7
weak.
room but full-on Trick Room still can't get Trick Room up?
Like the only place Trick Room works is in Ubers because you have like the Trick Room on.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
that's
because like you really just set
What's
up Trick Room
the
and
Trick
you already
Room
just
mod?
start sweeping already, right? You don't need to pivot into your actual
you-
sweeper.
there
Like you
because
don't need to make a full Trick Room team. All you really need is Calric's Ice.
Oh yeah, that's the
Easy.
Trick Room mod.
Yeah, like that
The
is
Trick Room
the
on.
Trick Room mod.
It is the face of Trick Room.
Shout out to Koraidon for being worse than Kyogre in VGC.
I
Nah,
think Koraidon's extremely overrated,
Nah,
especially
Koraidon's better.
specifically for
Koraidon is
VGC.
It's still better than Groudon though.
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
Koraidon is number 1 on the viability rankings. Kyogre is still in like the top 10. It's still
The top
cooking.
2 are gonna be Calyrex, Shadow, and Miraidon.
I think it's
That makes-
Zacian and then Miraidon. I just feel like
Whoa! Doesn't Zacian just get just Intimidate cycled now?
I mean, that is true, but like just from how bulky it is, it can get a Swords Dance up or two and still just kind of sweep the game.
Yeah,
Because it still
I
has
feel
a
like it's gonna
150 attack stat. You can't lie, that's still
it's
a lot.
gonna be much
It's a
easier
lot.
to build around now though.
Yeah,
Just run Zamazenta.
duh.
easy.
Don't run Zamazenta, that Pokemon's gonna be bad.
It's like its only good matchup is like into Terapagos, and that's kind of it.
I mean, Body
Oh,
Press.
I know of a restricted we can talk about. The
What?
one that's absolute like dog shit in VGC, but amazing in singles.
Oh
Giratina.
wait, that's a sweat. Plumber, you need to complete
Ah
that.
crap! Ah
Wow.
crap!
the
No!
Curse of the Cry.
No!
Inspired.
No!
I'm assuming you're talking about Giratina.
Yeah, Giratina Origin.
Yeah, Giratina. Giratina
no.
does nothing in VGC. Absolutely nothing.
Well, in
I've
singles we
tried.
have Arceus in singles,
True.
and Giratina Origin is definitely like the best counter to Arceus normal.
Yeah, because
Except when-
Arceus is always either a normal type or a ground type, and Giratina
Well,
Origin
there's
blows
also-
both of those.
No,
Well,
it's
it's
just
not always those, but like
it's
it's
just-
the best counter.
that
Ground
it's-
and normal are the two most common.
When are they going to test Arceus Bug in OU?
I mean, I legit used it like for serious reasons in Uber's UU. It honestly kind of cooked. And now that Arceus Fire is banned in Uber's UU, I might try it again.
It lost
They
another
act-
check. Time for Arceus Bug
It's
to
a
And they
bug
also
turn.
they also banned another check it had, Necrozma Dawnwings.
Oh yeah. See, I thought that Pokemon would be in like OU by now. That Pokemon's so bad.
Well, I mean, the thing is, Dawnwings and OU. Well, first of all, Terra exists.
Yeah,
Second
Prism
of all-
Armor plus Terra.
Yeah. Second of all, Trick Room. Like if it sets up Trick Room in OU, then everything is cooked. Because keep in mind that thing has like 145 special attack with a
Dramatic Geyser.
with Meteor Beam with with 2 signature moves that go through abilities. So like Unaware can't even beat it.
That's a fair point.
Yeah, because it has Moongeist Beam and Photon Geyser.
Photon Laser. Yeah, I
It's-
forgot
it's
that
still-
went through abilities. Oh my
it
god,
is-
why is this?
It is still one of the worst Ubers to ever grace singles. If you look at its Sun and Moon sample set, it's a Sword Stance set.
The funny thing is, it's also one of the worst restricteds to ever grace VGC.
that makes
I think you had like a small niche in Gen 6, not Gen 6, Gen 7 at like one point, just because it gave
Yeah,
Ultra
yeah.
Necrozma Moongeist Beam.
Yeah, it was good because it could become a different Pokemon.
It was, yeah, I think it was just purely good just so you could have Moongeist Beam as an option once you already use your Z move. So that's cool, I guess.
Dawnwings Necrozma was good because it could no longer be Dawnwings Necrozma.
Hooray. I just feel like in general, like, Dawnwings is so cool, and then it just ends up being so bad.
It's like,
Why
okay,
the-
so
why they
like-
invented
like-
Terra.
let's take a good look at the differences between Solgaleo, Lunala, and Necrozma. Okay, so Necrozma has less speed, it has less bulk, because even though it has more defenses, the lower HP means that it does take less damage. But the ability Necrozma has is better than Solgaleo's, but it's worse than Lunala's.
Why do you say it
And
like that? Why do you say Solgaleo? It's Solgaleo. You're saying it's Solgaleo. That's weird.
I don't know why I do that. I've done that since I was a kid.
I've
Anyway,
never heard. Hearing someone say Sun and Moon, like they played it when they were a kid, it makes me feel old.
okay, so
Yeah.
it has, and despite base Necrozma being like more of a specially oriented Pokemon, it has a worse special move pool than Lunala. But it doesn't learn Thunderbolt for whatever reason. It gets Shockwave, but it doesn't get Thunderbolt. and and
My favorite.
and it also it has a better physical move pool
loves
than
Shock-
Solgaleo. I'm still pronouncing it like that, by the way, because it gets Swords Dance and Dragon Dance, which Solgaleo doesn't get. The only
Yeah, why
the on-
does Necrozma get Dragon Dance? I guess because of
Ultra
Ultra
Necrozma's a dragon type?
Yeah, I
it
guess.
took dance lessons from the same person who taught Zekrom.
It took dance lessons from Guzzlord.
Okay, it's like
Guzzlord
Jack-
makes me so sad.
5 had the most mid-box art legendaries. Like, Kyurem Black was so bad it was OU for years. Kyurem White has always, like, it's varied from mid to just bad. Reshiram has always sucked. And Zekrom was just mid until it got Dragon Dance in Gen 8.
It was mid until it goes Dragon Dance, and then it just clicked Zekrom Kick.
Yeah,
Give it
Like,
at least
Zekrom
it's
Kick.
cool.
Please,
At least they have cool
please
designs.
Game Freak, do it. The one Game
Like-
Freak employee that's listening to Podsola number
Zekrom
2.
kick for
Give it
Podsola
Zekrom
Legends
kick,
EA. That's a
we're
new
begging you.
signature move it learns. Reshiram Blast and Zekrom kick.
Like, at the very least, Kyurem Black is good in Ubers now, same with Zekrom, but
Yeah.
both Kyurem White and Reshiram are just still horrible.
That's unfortunate.
It
Like,
is.
At least like
Reshiram-
Kyurem White is just gonna be much better now in VGC purely because Snow is just really
It's gonna
good.
be just better Articuno.
Yeah, it's just Articuno, but doesn't have like pretty mid stats.
Articuno if Articuno learned Earth Power.
Yeah,
Why does it not get Earthquake? Like, look at Kyurem Black's arms.
It doesn't get Ice Punch.
yeah.
No, it has to
I-
run
I-
ice. The
Yeah, it needs
only
to run Icicle Spear,
Yeah,
and
Icicle
that
Spear.
like that wasn't that like finally when it actually got banned from OU when it
Yeah,
finally
it
learned
was.
Icicle
Exactly.
Plumber,
Spear.
Yeah.
show a picture. Plumber, show a picture of Kyurem Black on screen right now. Tell me why this thing does not get Ice Punch.
It's probably because of, like, Kyurem's stubby arms, but then again, Whooper gets Ice
Oh yeah,
Punch.
Kyurem
We should
having
give it close
2-inch
combat for
biceps.
real.
those arms are too
Yeah, and
fragile.
Whooper's, like, its physical attacking animation is like a headbutt, so, like, why can't Kyurem headbutt with its long giraffe neck?
Whooper is
Don't
the
you dare
fist.
call Kyurem a giraffe. Kyurem is not a giraffe.
Look
Speaking
at
of
that neck.
giraffe,
Look at that
Raging
majestic
Bolt.
neck. It is a giraffe dragon.
You cannot compare Kyurem to Raging Bolt.
Nah, Kyurem's better.
I mean, they're both dragon types. Close enough.
Dragon Dance Kyurem is like my baby
yes,
right
my
now. in
favorite
OU.
giraffe, Guzzlord.
I am still standing by the Dragmag agenda. I'm okay. So I'm not running Terra Blast on Dragon Dance Kyurem. I'm running Icicle Spear, Scale Shot, Loaded Dice, Dragon Dance, and I'm running Substitute with a defensive Terra.
So it literally
and I'm
just
running-
Baxcalibur.
Yeah, it's just Excalibur without like Ice Body or Thermal Exchange.
And
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
running and I'm running Rillaboom to get rid of Dondozo and Magnazone to get rid of Corviknight and Skarmory.
Why do you
I
need to
guess
get
that's
rid?
Gambit.
evil.
Why do you need to get rid of Donzozo? Terrible ignores Anywhere, and it gets a fusion bolt.
I'm talking about normal Kyurem.
Oh, normal Q. Okay,
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
an
it has
OU.
pressure.
I was still. I was still.
Nah, bro, you
I was
just
still
stalled them
looking at
out.
Kieran Black.
You're
That reminds
asking
me-
them to outstall Dozo in singles.
I mean, you
Yes.
can just run.
You got pressure for a reason.
Well, you know, pressure is literally the one thing Kyurem has over Kyurem White and Kyurem Black in Gen 8
In Gen 8
Ubers.
Ubers.
Like if
It
you
runs-
look at if you look at its sample set, it's literally just a pressure stalling set.
It's run substitute protect. I mean, even in OU right now, some people do run substitute protect, Dragon Dance, and Icicle Spear.
Well,
Just-
there's like one rare occasion that I know of from memory that like pressure was actually really good in VGC, which was Dusclops.
Oh,
through Gen-
the Sklops
uh,
always ran Frisk anyway, because that was close team sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like now in Gen 9, like when that was popular in Regulation
It's
E,
forced.
it
It's
yeah.
forced to run pressure, and it came in clutch for one match on stream.
Yeah, no,
What did it do?
it just has Will-O-Wisp, Pain Split, Nightshade, and then like Trick Room.
It was
It just
against a
spams
Farigga
Pain-
ref.
Yeah, it
Why
just
did they-
spams it literally just spams Pain Split, since it has such a low base HP to always just stay healthy, and then you just slowly just chip it's really only for Dustclop endgames, like in a 1v1.
Wait, why did they
And-
even give Hisui and Typhlosion Frisk when A, not in-game trainers don't really use items, and B, VGC's open team sheet?
Let's talk about the tragedy that is Monkey Dory.
Oh no.
Oh, it got Frisk too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why it got frisked.
Monkey Dory.
Okay,
I mean,
why
at least
is it like
at
why
least
did,
Toxic
also
changes
with
a good
that, when we
ability.
talk about Monkey Dory, what did they do to Fizandipity?
Fizandipity is tragic.
Actually a
Fizan-
war crime with those stats.
They give it
Oh,
Technician, and the only move it gets to the only moves it gets,
Its benefit of
Double
technician is
kick.
Poison Tail.
it
gets
gets
tail swipe.
it gets Aerial Ace, it gets Thief, it gets Wing Attack if Aerial Ace was not good enough for you.
For the few people delusional enough to run it in VGC, it ran a special set with D-Gleam and Icy Wind fishing for Toxics.
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
someone
you just
did.
had like Hex Flutter in the back, just to like specs Hex Flutter just to like clean everything else.
An artist friend of mine told me that Fezandipity would be PU, but no, it's actually doing pretty decent in RU right now. Monkey Dory is
What?
lower, actually.
Yeah,
Monkey
because,
Dory is
like-
NU, and Fezandipity is RU.
Okay,
Like,
I
in an
asked
Too
environment-
surprised
Okie
about
dokie.
that.
In an
Where's
environment,
Okie Dokie? What's he doing?
Okidogi
It
is like
turns out
UU,
being
right?
No, Monkey
No,
Dory
it's
is
RU as
NU.
well.
How about Okie Dokie?
No,
Okidogi is RU.
Monkey Dory is NU. Like, Fezandipity is RU, and then Okidogi is UU.
Because like
Monkey
in an
Dory is
environment, where Fezandipity just has a good ass BST for the things around it, it can actually run.
Yeah,
And
it's
so-
good
it's a bulky
BST,
fairy.
really good typing, and it's awful.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
It's
like,
a bulky
it's,
fairy
I
type.
feel like it
It's a
looks like
bulky
it would
fairy that
actually
can
be
get
like a
swords
strong
dude.
special attacker, like Flutter Main.
yeah,
But no,
and
we had
it's
to
not-
they gave it
give it.
70
special
they gave it
attack is
70
its
special
lowest
attack.
stat. It's actually its lowest stat. It's tragic.
Yeah, I remember just like on the day, like in the morning that like like after the Teal Mask dropped, I decided to check to see what stats it had, and then I was just like actually just visibly shocked seeing like seeing its like odd stat distribution.
Oh, dude,
I was
that
actually-
reminds me.
I was so
That
looking
reminds me.
forward to this mon, and I was actually depressed when I saw the stat distribution.
And then I saw
But
Monkey
it's-
Dory have like the 135 special attack stat, and then I was
Yeah.
like completely confused.
That reminds me.
And Monkey
it was
Dory,
the
it turns out to
day-
be worse.
So basically, what happened was that the Indigo Disc came out when I was asleep, right?
Yeah.
And I had this theory for ages that Raging Bolt was just going to have Walking Wake stat spread, but rearranged because that's what the legendary
it makes
beasts were.
sense.
Oh, that
But
would
then
make sense.
but the thing is, right, it would have made sense. And I had always loved Raging Bolt. Everyone knows that I'm a big fan of long necks. So I was praying that Raging Bolt would be good. I thought it was going to be like 125 special attack. When at 125 HP, 109 special attack. Imagine the joy on my face when I looked at the stats and I saw, whoa, that's more special attack than Flutterman.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because like its
137 is a
HP in
lot.
the trailers was shown to be 125, and it's still 125 right now. If I'm
Yeah.
unless I
Yeah,
was
it's 125.
It is 125.
yeah. So that was basically where the main theory came from, just because like Walking Wake had a special attack stat of 145,
125.
not 125. And it made sense since if I remember correctly, the original trio had just their stats swapped in different spots. And that was
yeah.
also the same for the Swords of Justice. They were literally just rearranged stats.
Then they made Iron Boulder, whatever those stats are. Why is its speed bigger than its attack?
The legendary birds are actually like almost the same but rearranged, but there's like one bird that's like slightly different.
Oh, it just has
Yeah.
to be different. I bet it's
Yeah, like-
Moltres.
No, I think it's
Actually-
I think
No, I mean I think they all have like one stat that is off by 10.
Actually,
isn't like their
I'm
highest at
probably
like
thinking
120?
RBY. Because in RBY, they all had special of 125. Articuno has 90, 85, 85, 100. Moltres has 90, 100, has 390s and a 100, so it's the highest. And
Oh.
Zapdos has 290s and 85 and a 100.
Okay.
So Articuno's the lowest.
Not all birds are created equal.
Oh yeah, and looking
And
at
clearly
Fizzing, I
that's
just
like not true for right now because both Zapdos and regular Moltres just suck in VGC as
Yeah,
Well, we
Articuno's
should probably
thriving.
talk about
And in
why
singles,
we have...
in singles, it's like the opposite. Zapdos and Zapdos and Moltres are actually good.
We've been getting
And-
distracted for most of the episode. We should probably talk about why we have Pokeknight. Pokeknight, what's it like winning a regional?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Well, winning a regional, it's definitely since this is my second season actually competing.
Yeah.
Of course, like Regulation E, so it was very stressful. But like I feel like
sucked.
yeah, Urshifu and Tornadus.
Eventually, you just gave in to hyper offense, right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I could use Bramble Gas, it was fine. But it definitely was a very good accomplishment for me that I was
Yeah.
actually able to prove that I'm good enough to actually win a regional.
Because at your first
Granted, I
regional,
did
you
use
got
Shornurge.
second, right?
Huh?
At your first regional, you got second, right?
Yeah, with Jugula's Rain.
That goes hard
Offensive joke.
actually.
Oh, okay. It was booster special attack, Terra Ground, Earth Power, Iron Jugulus, with like paired with Helping Hand Pelipper, and
This
Terra
is not
Ground,
the
Earth
regional
Power
winning team.
with
This is
Helping Hand,
not the
O-Code
regional winning
AV,
team.
O-Code AV, Iron Hands. So it just kind of like killed things.
Pokeknight has a history of building weird things. What was the regional you brought Crabominable to?
Hartford.
Damn.
That was an event. I don't know why I got top 8 at that event, but I did with Carbonable.
Wait, Crabominable got top 8 in an event.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's wild.
dang VGC.
It
is
was
something.
Bronzong, Choice Band, Tinglu, Skeleturge, Crabominable, Iron Hands, and I think Amoonguss, if I
Amoonguss.
remember correctly. Yeah.
Voice Band Tinglu. That sounds like a Gen 3 set.
It was a pretty good like niche option for Tinglu since the most standard
the
one was
time.
Assault Vest. Yeah, if you ran it next to Bronzong, like you could
just spam
literally
Earthquake.
just spam Terra Ground Earthquake and you just kind of like sweep everything. And Bronzong had Safeguard, of course, to prevent like Will-O-Wisp or Spore.
I'm asking you these
That's
questions
really
like I
cool.
didn't help build and
Yeah.
kind of like egg you on to use these.
I mean, like I got dared to use Crabominable, and I just
True.
did because like why not? It'd be
Yeah,
funny.
the regional winning team, Brambleguest.
Yeah. Team of Brambleghast, Landorus Eye, Heatran, Tornadus, Urshifu, and I am blanking on the last one.
N and Silver. What's funny is that the Heatran was used to help with a matchup against the water type.
What? How?
It was no, it was okay. No, that was for Toronto. Heatran was there to patch a matchup versus King Gambit, just
Oh,
for
I
me
thought it
to
was there
only
for
fight
Bundle.
one. No, Bundle was Toronto, and I just didn't fight a single bundle there, so that was fun.
Wait,
and
hold
then,
on. Though, like, couldn't Terragrass Flame Body Eatran actually help against Water Shifu when it was like the
no. you
Not
always
really,
want
because you
Flash Fire.
really want Flash Fire.
wow?
But the thing is, right?
What-
at the
what-
time,
ah, yeah,
Heatran
because Chi
didn't
Yu.
run Terragrass.
Like
What?
Terra Fairy was more popular anyway.
Yeah, it was Terra Fairy with Assault Vest with Heat Wave, Flash Cannon, Earth Power, Magma Storm.
Yeah, I remember Storm.
99% of Magnastorm users quit before they hit it.
Quit before they hit it big.
I think I like actually only missed like a single Magma Storm during that event.
Just run
I
wide
clicked it like 3
lens.
times, granted, but like
Oh, dude, Jamie Boy brought wide lens. No, it wasn't wide lens. It was zoom lens.
Zoom
He
lens.
to Utrecht with Magma Storm and Iron Defense Body Press.
Goes hard.
It was specifically because Zoom Lens gives a higher multiplier for accuracy, and since Heatran's already slow, it's probably already gonna get outsped. So to actually get the Zoom Lens boost.
Speaking of Utrecht, that tournament was fake.
Doesn't Zoom
Yeah,
Lens also work if they switch out, kind of like analytic?
Yeah,
I hope
probably.
so.
It might.
That would make sense.
Oh,
It
I might
work
need
like
to-
that.
You are
Oh,
more
I might need to
second.
cook. I might try this in like singles or something. The
Zoom
do not.
Lens.
Do not.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's
basically,
like-
it was there to patch up like King Gambit matchup that my team was struggling for, just for me to only fight one in top 4, and even then, like Urshifu just one-shot it anyway, so it was not even a threat.
Does
Yeah,
King
let's talk
Gambino
about
run
why
low-kick in doubles?
Brambleghast was so good at the time.
Torn Ursh was everywhere. Like Sash Brambleghast next to Scary Face Torn just automatically won the matchup because Torn can't touch it with Bleakwind Storm, and
It was good against Heatwave as well.
yeah, good against Heatwave.
But the thing is, Brambleghast was already good in Regulation D, and then in Regulation E, they just gave it a better Ghost Step.
Yeah.
Poltergeist, and then like
before that, to run like Turbo's
Except
Ghost
versus
Knight.
Booster Energy Flutter. That was like the only bad matchup for it. Well, I clicked Power Up anyway. So,
Yeah, but it just drops the +1 power whip.
yeah, or like +1 Terra Ghost Shadow
I
Sneak.
remember when we were making it, when we were like testing the team. I was running that Trick Room team with substitute Ursaluna.
Yeah.
Dude, you were ruining my day with that Tornadus.
I had a Steel Beam, like, I just clicked Steel Beam Goldango in front of
Oh,
your Ferreira.
yeah, you
It was just-
did.
Still,
Yeah,
Twinkle
still
Dingo
Goldango.
is very funny.
Yeah, that was the original version before I added Heatran. It was just Steel Beam Goldango, and it just one-shot his Ferregraph, like, every single time. I didn't even need to Terra.
It made me cry.
I just led, I think it was, no, it wasn't Hands. Yeah, no, it wasn't
It was
Hands.
Goldengo Tornadus, right?
No, the lead I led with was Landorus, Goldango.
Oh
He just
yeah,
kinda-
because
yeah.
I just couldn't do anything.
Wait, so
Yeah.
people in doubles actually run Steel Beam for the damage and not to take themselves off.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
only one Pokemon that runs Steel Beam, and even then, it doesn't run Steel Beam anymore.
Yeah, and now like Goldango's just mainly a nasty plot bot, which just it's good stats and good typing.
It runs Nasty Plot on spec sets now.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
you just
because
trick.
Trick, yeah.
Yeah, you just trick.
That's basically
Choice
what
Quest, and now you get
Darkrai does in
nasty
DPP Ubers, because it runs for Deoxys speed. It runs Choice Scarf, Trick, Nasty Plot, Dark Void, and Dark Pulse.
That's evil.
It is.
It's even funnier when when the Deoxys speed also has a Choice Scarf and it clicks Trick too, and you both have to switch out. That's more common than you think. It's so funny. The Deoxys speed Darkrai war is hilarious.
This sounds funny.
Like the whole lead metagame is like an artwork. Like it's a piece of art. It's just Deoxys speed and Darkrai trying to screw each other over.
It's like a whole game of its own. When you're playing Gen 4 Ubers, you're playing two games. You're playing Gen 4 Ubers and you're playing Gen 4 Ubers Lead. Those are two separate games.
It's so funny.
Scissors. Is he gonna click Trick or is he gonna click Stealth Rocks? If he clicks Trick, then I Dark Pulse him. If he doesn't, then I lose.
And it's even sometimes it's even funnier in Gen 5 because in Gen 5 Magic Code got buffed. So Deoxys Speed runs Magic Code, and then you see
Wait, yeah.
two
There's
Deoxys
like a
Speed.
game where like
yeah.
two Deoxys Speed just kept spamming Magic Code in
Wait.
front of each other until
Yeah,
they
twice-
both ran out of
twice-
Wasn't
PP.
the lead war so bad people started running Ariados?
Okay, so there's
Ariados
some
is, like,
guy
more
out
of a-
there that ran Ariados. It's not even on the VRs, but it technically can do something because it has Shadow Sneak.
Because it beats Deoxys speed and can set up toxic spikes.
It kinda.
And it
It's
can't-
sticky whip, right? Unless that wasn't
It
a move.
can't
Yeah,
be
I don't
put to
remember.
sleep by it cannot
Dark
be put to
Void.
sleep by Darkrai, but it doesn't beat Darkrai, so you can just set up toxic spikes versus it. If you really want like a somewhat okay-ish decent sleep immune Pokemon that can beat Darkrai TM, then run Honchkrow because it has superpower.
Wait, did you just trademark beat Darkrai?
Yeah, DPP Ubers is so funny because so many
non.
non-legendaries have niches. Like, you can technically run Haunch Crow to beat Darkrai and Deoxys Speed. You can technically run Parasect to counter Kyogre and have, like,
people
double
did that in
leftovers.
VGC. People back in Gen 4 VGC, people ran Parasect as like a hard check to Kyogre on Trick Room teams.
You still lose to Ice Beam, but
Yeah,
like
you just. Can't he just?
But it was like Spore. It was good into Mewtwo, which was like an actually good legendary at the time.
But like
Remember
you
when
have,
that happened? That was a thing.
but like you have like Dry Skin in DPP Ubers is actually like pretty decent, especially with leftovers. So you basically have double leftovers. You have a water immunity.
That is until Groudon shows up.
Yeah, and then Groudon
Groudon
shows up
comes
and
and
ruins your day. Parasect looks like it should be a bulky Pokemon, but then you look at its stats, it's slow, frail, and doesn't hit hard.
Yeah, basically that Pokemon needs an evolution desperately.
It just doesn't.
Mega Parasect, honestly. Just actually no, because
game,
I hate Parasect in PLA.
Mega Parasect, give it. Mega Parasect,
the one game it's
the
good
Mega
in is
Beedrill
PLA
treatment.
Okay,
That's a one game.
You were talking about Honchkrow earlier, right? The best part about Honchkrow in Gen 4 was its fainting animation in Battle Revolution.
Yeah, it was so good. I love Battle Revolution, man. It's got
Remember
amazing.
when like Pokemon actually used to have personalities in battle?
I mean, Okie Dokie has some personality in battle. He's got his arms primed and ready for chasing Scooby and Shaggy down some corridors.
I love Porygon 2's animation. It's a
yeah, they did
bird.
update its animation in Gen 9, didn't they?
But like in Gen 6, it's a drinking bird.
Yeah, but now it moves more like a drinking bird.
Like
It just kinda
Porygon 2
sits
is
there.
Porygon 2 is a work of art. It's amazing.
It's really cool.
Until you have to fight it.
That Pokemon
I
was
remember
ungodly
being
things.
so weirded out when Z told me that he actually runs offensive download sets.
That's a thing.
No, we were watching a game with him just using an offensive like P2. I think it was like Shadow Ball with Terra Fairy, Terra Blast. So it was just Flutter Mane at home.
Offensive P2 is a thing.
I mean, yeah, you just have like download or like analytic damage.
But the rate, like the only P2 set now is Ice Beam, Trick Room Recover, and Terra Poison Terra Blast.
Why poison?
Water Pun.
Pun.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And
Hot
Flutter Mane
take.
for when it terrors.
I mean,
Hot
yeah,
take,
no,
but I
mean-
do think that Porygon 2 is better than Porygon Z in DPP. Keep in mind, Eviolite does not exist in this gen.
Porygon 2 is always better than Porygon Z, even without Eviolite.
Porygon Z, like it thrived in like Gen 8 VGC purely because it could just spam adaptability boosted max strikes.
Okay, hold
Also
on.
like Porygon.
It's always better than Porygon
Yeah.
2, except in
Gen 7,
when
where
it
it
had Z
Z
conversion.
Oh yeah, it had Z conversion so it could turn into an ice type and just spam Blizzard, right? That's what it did in VGC anyway.
It usually spans Shadow Ball.
That makes a lot more
it
sense.
uses it with Thunderbolt or Shadow Ball usually.
Speaking of Z moves, didn't Gyarados run Z Splash?
Is that Splash? No.
That
Runs
was
Z-
no.
he
It ran
bounced.
it ran Fly MZ with bounce.
Yeah, with bounce.
Because I know
It gets
Z
Dragon
Splash
Dance.
boosts
Why
your
would-
attack.
It boosts your attack by 3, but you have Dragon Dance.
I know Z Splash. I know Z Splash Solgaleo was like it was a meme at
That's
one
the
point.
one. That's the Z Splash user.
Oh yeah, I have seen people run Z Splash.
Z-Splash user Solgaleo.
A certain
'Cause
YouTuber
Cosmog
who will
gets it.
not be who will not be named said that was OP and believed it.
Oh wait, Wolf guy. No, not Wolf Glick. Not Wolf Glick. Different Wolf.
Yes,
The one that
other wolf
suggested
guy.
Heavy Slime
That
Wailord.
guy.
Yes, he said vouched for Z Splash Solgaleo, and no, it's not good.
Aw, that makes me so sad.
Z-Splash is
Solgaleo
just so funny.
Solgaleo is just a worse Duskmane in Gen 7.
Yeah.
The
And
only
like,
reason,
even now.
It's
Well,
always
well.
been and always will be.
well,
It's just
it actually,
it's a
I-
intimidated immune mon that loses to Incin.
well, actually, I do think it's all right in like modern gens after Gen 7 because it has teleport, which Duskmane doesn't have. And like unlike like okay, so without Shadow Shield, Dawn Wings is just terrible. But I do think that Solgaleo can still function as like a diet Duskmane. Like I still think it's okay. Like I actually think it's usable. Unlike
You
Dawn
could
Wings.
you could run it with Duskmane to have two of them, like people did with Eviolite Fungus and Gen 5 VGC.
I find it
Oh,
funny
yeah,
that
'cause-
Cosmog's moveset is carrying Solgaleo. Splash and teleport. Wow.
And then Cosmoem has
Huge.
cosmic power.
Yeah.
Fun fact: isn't Cosmoem and Celesteela like ever so
heaviest.
slightly heavier than Primal Groudon? Like it's like literally heavier by 1 point.
I need to see this. Hang on.
Yeah, wait.
It's like
I think Celesteela. I think they're definitely both heavier than Primal Groudon.
If I remember
Celesteela
correctly, Primal Groudon
is-
is 999.2, and those two are 999.9.
Oh.
Cosmoem is very heavy,
How-
and then
how
Ash, of
does it
course,
look-
obviously just picks it up casually.
Yeah,
How does a Lily pick that stuff up?
I mean it's probably
How
How
floating,
could she
right?
carry that in her bag?
Lily,
That's my
Lily
question.
has a sleeper build.
Dang, Lily for Ubers.
No way.
She
I'm
would
just
totally
looking at
have
the
used
Cosmoem
power.
stats right now. It's just 43 HP and 131 in both defenses.
That's like it's like Deoxys defense without the
It's
move pool.
Diet Shuckle.
It's a
I've
free
seen-
pivot, guys. Trust.
I've seen someone run Cosmoem both in draft and outside. Like I've seen actual OU. It wasn't a real OU team, but like I've seen
What
someone
tier
run.
is this thing? And surely it's Zedu, right?
It's untiered. I've seen people just run Eviolite teleport just to have a bulky pivot. It's like
I've
a
seen-
very,
Makes sense.
it's a very bulky pivot, but it does nothing. It's so exploitable. Like just run.
I've
Cloaking.
seen someone run. I've actually seen someone Dynamax a Cosmoem before in a theme team video. And I
Max
think
guard
I
galore.
think he even said that it was one of the best Dynamax candidates for his team.
What situation are you in where your best Dynamax candidate is Cosmoem?
You don't even
It's
get
like
an
the thing is,
attack.
you can't even do anything. You're just spamming max guard. You can't even
I
learn
would-
that attacking move.
The video was funny though, so like it gets a pass.
Worth it.
Oh, I just got a
Throw it for
freaking email
content.
saying, "Oh, I got an email saying reminder to play today's Pokedoku."
No way.
Huge. We've been recording for an hour and 16 minutes.
Dang.
That's true. We should probably think of wrapping this up.
Yeah, we could wrap this up.
So,
Remember
does
to
anyone have
like.
any final words?
Remember to like, comment,
Yes.
and subscribe.
Remember to tell us your top 10 Pokemon that would win an eating contest.
A top 10 best Pokemon that would beat Lily in a fist fight.
None of them.
Spoiler, none of them.
Maybe Poliwrath.
Maybe
Nah.
top 5 most wanted megas to.
Oh yeah,
Top
that's another
5
thing.
most
That is a
wanted,
good thing too,
heinous
yeah.
crimes.
That's another thing I want to briefly touch up on. Aerodactyl and Muck were just unbanned in GSC UU. They
Oh yeah,
suspect-
remember
they-
the one screenshot that was like Gen 2 OU plus Muck. Gen 2 UU plus Muck.
Yeah, they suspect tested Muck in a ladder, and they tested Aerodactyl in GSC PL because UU had a very, very, very big Scyther problem. Like people wanted that thing banned, but because it's been in the tier for years and they didn't want to like ruin the legacy value, instead of banning Scyther and making the BL list bigger than it already was because it's ginormous, they decided to just go back and unban those two, which is the better move because the UU BL list for GSC is ginormous.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh,
Same
actually,
with
one last thing I want to talk about is Frostmoth. So
Yes, Frostmoth.
Wait, yeah, we forgot Frostmoth.
I can't believe we were about to forget Frostmoth.
Frostmoth won a 200 plus person tournament.
Yeah. It just kind of like sits in front of any special attacker in existence and
It
spams
boosts
Quiver
its
Dance
own
and gets away
special
with it.
defense. It's so clearly stall.
The team was a bit stally.
Yeah, no, the team was just
Volcarona
stalled,
is
but
a
it had
Stallmon.
Frostmoth.
Volcarona is so stally, man.
It's just Volcarona with a busted ability.
and
mean,
like
Volcarona. I mean,
and like
Volcarona
the
has a
word-
busted ability in singles.
very
like, the
very
thing
bad
is,
stats and
Fro-
typing.
Frostmoth isn't even in a bad spot right now because it sits in front of Raging Bolt, it sits in front of Landorus, it sits in front of Articuno. It looks at those three and says, "Oh, free setup, yes please."
Nod, quiver.
Did this
I'm quivering in my high
does
touch.
Rock Slide not exist?
It's basically like only on Land OT.
Which
Even then,
which doesn't really exist.
I mean, no, Land OT's like still like fairly relevant.
Yeah, but like
It's just
It's
that Land
like
OI
B+.
is just so good that like
yeah, exactly.
most teams can't really afford it.
Just run Smackdown Urshifu. Does it even get Smackdown?
It gets Rock Slide.
This reminds
Oh,
me.
Yeah, I
Of,
guess
Rock
Rock
Slide.
Slide. I mean, or
reminds
just
me-
switching your Ensign and like kill it before he
You,
like.
wait,
sets his
Silver,
cover.
you think of a rock move. Why is your first instinct Smackdown?
I don't know.
Because-
Urshifu doesn't look like a mon that would learn Rock Slide, but then again, it
I
is a
swore
fighting
like
type.
one
and-
point I think I've either seen or like I think I've seen a Tornadus use Smackdown on me before.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it was during a GC.
Yeah, it was
No,
during
it
the
was-
GC.
No, I don't even think it was a GC. I think it was just like a random ladder match. I just got hit with the Smackdown, the Smackdown Tornadus on my own.
I fought a poison jab Urshifu in draft recently because my team had Shiinotic, and I used it as my Urshifu counter.
one thing
Poison
about
Jab Urshifu is a
Urshifu.
thing.
One thing about
I
Urshifu.
used-
Why does Urshifu
I
Rapid
used-
not run Ice Spear in doubles?
I spin it.
No,
does.
it occasionally does. It's just usually that Aqua Jet is also just so good because priority with Unseen Fist is just busted.
Yeah.
But you do occasionally see Ice Spinner on Urshifu, especially on the more bulky sets with like Terra Poison.
That makes sense.
But something I will say, anyone listening to this, play draft. It is so fun. I had an excuse to use Kibia Berry Shiinotic last week.
I
I've
played.
never heard
I
of that
played
berry
in a
in my
draft
life.
once. I played in a VGC draft once. I was able to sweep someone with Venomoth.
So real.
I mean, Venomoth is like an unironically like pretty good lower tier Pokemon in singles until it lost Sleep Powder this gen because they banned it.
Really.
Ah.
Fleet Ban.
Yeah, I had it as a redirector as well.
Yeah, Vivian and Venomoth are like really good lower tier Pokemon, but once they banned Sleep Powder, they fell off. But like
Yeah.
this in this week's draft game, I used basically Semi-Stall with Blissey, Toxapex, and Ferrothorn. Most of the game was just Toxapex, and then I ran Silvally Fairy, Choice Band Weavile, and Shukaberry, a Magnet Pull, Alolan Golem, with Magnet Rise just to beat Goodra, Hisuian Goodra.
We will just
double
got
draft.
brought in twice and died to rocks.
Doubles draft is fun because I was able to use Wide Guard Stone Journey next to Parabolic Charge Terra Electric Belly Bolt.
That's really cool. So let's wrap this up. As an outro, Plumber put a very sped up video of the of Frostmoth sweeping in 9 turns a World Cup of Pokemon game in
No way.
in singles. Yeah, that happened. It won in 9 turns in one of the highest level tournaments this year.
That's so funny.
Now,
Yeah, so yeah,
now once
that would be
clip-
our
now
outro.
Once the
Bye.
clip ends, once the clip ends, put like a very wide picture of Frostmoth over it.